That ghost on the toy terrified me. Hi, my name is David, and today I'm going to tell you a story that happened to me when I was 18 years old. I'll explain it to you from the beginning so you understand. My mother raised me and my brother alone. She always worked hard for that. My father had passed away when I was little, but he and my mother were no longer together. And my brother's father did not recognize his paternity and disappeared. When I turned 12, I started to go to my uncle's workshop a lot. My mother's brother, he was a mechanic. And there I learned my first profession and began to work at an early age. My uncle also paid me to work for him, so I started to understand the concept of money better early on too. We lived on rent, and my dream was to be able to buy a house for my mother. So I started saving money. When I was close to turning 18, my mother met a guy younger than her, full of dreams and plans, and went to dream with him. My younger brother went along, and I went to live alone because I didn't get along very well with the guy. Anyway, the house plans for us are gone. Plus, I still had the house planned for me. I stayed in an Airbnb and started looking for a house to finance. My uncle turned me into a great mechanic, and my profession was starting to pay off. I already had enough money for a down payment on a house. I started looking, none I liked, until I found the perfect one. It was even cheap for the house itself. It needed renovations, but it was the way I wanted it. It was in a quiet neighborhood. It was very old. It seemed to have been closed for a long time. My plans were to pay to clean and renovate it all. It had 3 bedrooms with bathrooms upstairs, and downstairs had the living room and kitchen and another bathroom. Inside it still had some furniture from the former owners of the place. I remembered the furniture well, a very old and finished single wardrobe, a sofa also in the same condition, and 3 boxes, 2 with clothes and 1 with toys. The toys were quite old and most were destroyed. I chose one of the 3 bedrooms to be mine, and one of them to store old things, where I put things from the former owners of the house. When I spent the first night in the house, I felt a strange sensation of not being alone there. I found it strange to feel that. I thought I was finding the new house strange until I woke up to the sound of footsteps downstairs. I went to check and didn't see anything there. I had told my family about my new achievement, and we had a barbecue to celebrate my new home. My younger brother thought the house itself was super cool and asked to live with me, which I accepted right away. I gave him a room in the house, and he went to get his things. My brother's first night at home, he woke me up in the middle of the night to say he heard noises in the house. I told him it was normal, that there seemed to be noises even at night. He said that this was not normal, that it was the noise of people, but when he went to see, there was no one. The next day, my brother asked to look in the room where I was putting away messes and asked about those old furniture. I told him, and he went to check further. He came back with a doll, which fit in the palm of his hand. It seemed to be handmade. His features and clothes were very ugly. I asked him where he found it, and he said he found it on top of that old wardrobe. I told him to get rid of it, that it didn't feel good. He laughed, said it was really bizarre, and said he would fix it. In the days that passed, the strange things at home got worse. Now, in addition to steps, I began to see figures in my house. My brother also said he was seeing and hearing things. We started to hear laughter, like children, in the middle of the night. Even looking around the house, we couldn't see anything. Reforms then began to take place. And in the meantime, I began to dream about the doll. They were horrible dreams where he was chasing me. I always woke up in the middle of the night scared, hearing noises coming from downstairs. Falling asleep again was difficult. And it started to happen all the time until I asked my brother what he had done with that doll. He said he had left it in his room to throw it away, and when he went to see it, it was gone. So we started looking for that doll around the house and can't find him anywhere. I started to get worried until we started seeing this doll around the house. It was always in the middle of the night. He ran past in the darkness. He was the height of a child. It was a frightening thing to look at. We started to see him frequently, always from afar. For me, what was the last straw was dreaming of him chasing me and waking up to see him at the foot of my bed. That scared me so much. I saw him in a fraction of seconds. That same night, I started looking and rented a trailer, and it was me and my brother. We were finally able to rest in peace. We stayed in the trailer for a week when I decided to go to the real estate office to talk about the house. I told them the real reason I wanted to sell the house, and of course I asked my uncle for a loan and gave them some more money, so they soon arranged to exchange the house. When we were doing the move, the people in the truck were already removing the old furniture. When I told them to leave, the wardrobe was already in the arms, so when putting it on the floor they tilted the wardrobe where that doll fell. Neither I nor my brother had put him there. I found that very strange and decided to try to forget it. I left the doll in the same place and continued my life to my new home. But that doll terrified me and my brother. And that's today's story.